So we were at the point where you said that for your own spiritual growth, you embraced monkhood, and you started your journey then, a difficult one, which you, well, with gratitude and humility, you embraced that too. And so a lot of the audience here, they love you because what they've said is that you bring things across in such a simple, practical way. You really make spirituality, if you want to call it, accessible, right? And I want to come to this book now. So, energize your mind. We are, I would say, living in an age of anxiety, right? And with the pandemic, it's really got accelerated. A guru, I would have thought, would actually say, now, you have in your exercises spoken about meditation also, but there are a lot of other small practical nuggets. And coming to emotional well-being, what you speak about, emotional agility, right? The importance of, I remember the three things you said: feel, deal, and heal. Would you like to share a little bit about this, about why it's important to become aware and express our emotions, and how to use them in a constructive way for our growth then?
Thank you very much again for that question. Years ago, one of my mentors, he told me about what Albert Einstein once said. He said, the sign of a genius is not in making simple things complicated. It's in making complicated things simple.
Yes.
Right? And far from genius, but learning to follow the genius like Albert Einstein. To put things in a complicated jargon, you have to hold yourself back when you can say it.
Right.
But to put things in a very simple manner where it's relatable, contemporary, doable, is something that I felt is so crucial, because it touches a chord, strikes a chord in your soul, goes there and inspires you to take some action. So that's probably why I just try and make it as simple as I can. But how does one really get to that emotional agility, emotional well-being? It's such a big thing, isn't it? John Milton said, the mind by itself is a place. It can turn heaven into hell and hell into heaven.
Yeah.
How many of you have had this experience that you were in the best surrounding, but somebody really trashed you by insulting you, and the best surrounding was a cause of pain? Thank you. And how many of you have this experience that you were in the worst possible surrounding, but with the best people whom you love, and the experience was like fantabulous? And what was doing it? The place?
No.
The mind. And which is why more important than our ability is the stability of our mind. We focus so much on our abilities that we forget that we need to bring our stability to our mind. And here's what I often say, ladies and gentlemen. How much is this phone? How heavy is this phone? 100, 150, 200 grams?
Grams.
Right? If I hold this phone on my palm for like 5 minutes, I could probably do it, right? If I hold it on my palm like this for the rest of the session, it's going to start hurting my wrist.
Yeah.
If I hold this palm like this, exactly like this for the rest of the day, my hand probably starts getting a little wobbly, a little shaky. My wrist starts getting numb. Imagine if I hold this phone for the rest of the week. My wrist will probably start paralyzing. Is it the weight of the phone, or how long am I holding it?
How long you're holding it.
How long am I holding it, right? Now imagine if I could just, and I don't have a choice. Imagine if I don't have a choice but to hold this phone. That's life, guys. We wouldn't have a choice but to hold a lot in here. Do we have a choice when we live out there in the real world? We wouldn't have a choice. I don't have a choice. This phone is thrust on my palm. Imposed at times, forced at times. Imagine if every now and then I could just take this phone off a little bit. Wouldn't my wrist feel a little better? And then I can pull it up back again and hold it and carry it. Imagine if there was another hand that came from bottom while I was holding and it supports my palm. Wouldn't my palm feel a little better?